So let's go ahead and open this one up. Looks like we get some stuff here in the top. We get our owner's manual. We get some screws for mounting. We get a battery. We get some Allen wrenches. Anything else in there? Nope. And then we get the sight itself. And there it is, the Zulisy OWL. Now, the window looks a little bit on the small side, but the hood of it is pretty big and robust. So take a look at that. So maybe that thing is designed to take a beating. It does seem like it's mounted as it comes in the box for an M1913 rail. However, we can take that off, and as I said, I will mount it to this Walther PDP. Looks like we have a control here on the side for plus and minus. I guess that's to raise and lower the illumination. It looks like we do have clicks on the adjustment. They are clearly marked for which direction they need to be turned. We have the battery compartment here in the top. Some people are going to like that because it's easier to change than, let's say, a modern Trigicon, which the battery is usually in the bottom. It does seem to be finished well. I don't see any problems with it. Let me go ahead and compare this for a second to the Zulisy one. It is a little bit different. The bodies kind of look the same. We have a very similar, I guess, pin here in the back. The buttons look kind of similar. The controls are definitely similar. So these might be made in the same factory, and they changed them cosmetically to be a little bit different. The Zulisy one has a little bit more of a rounded hood, where the Zulisy is more of a square hood. All right, so I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to put the battery in this thing. I'm going to mount it to this pistol. We'll try it out here and just see what that dot looks like. Then we'll take it to the range, zero it, and see how it performs. All right, so here is this red dot mounted to this Walther PDP. It went on just like it was supposed to. I don't see any defects with the manufacturing. I don't see any gaps in there. It's on there really solid. The screws worked just fine. Battery went in nice and easy. So far, I'm pretty darn happy with it. It claims it has a 3 MOA dot, and I will turn it on here. And I know that this is not going to be the right size on camera. It's hard to pick up those dots with these cameras. However, you can see the color in there. The dot in real life looks a lot smaller than that. I do like the fact this one does have an off option. If you hold down the lower illumination button, it will turn off. I know some people like to run their dots all the time. You can on this one, but personally I like the ability to turn it off when I put it in the safe. So that is how it looks. As I said, I don't see any issues with it. I did want to check and make sure the adjustments did have clicks or detents, and yes, they do. I know you're probably not hearing that on camera, but this has been my complaint with some of these Chinese optics. In the past, they don't have those, and under recoil, they lose 0. But this one seems to have it. So as it sits on the table, I'm pretty impressed with it, pretty happy with it. The color is good, the dot is the right size, it seems to be durable. You can rack this with your hand, it's not coming loose, it's finished well. So, all right, well, let's get this thing to the range. Let's see if we can zero it, put a few more mags through it, see if it holds 0, and in general, how it performs. Then we'll come back here to the garage and we'll talk about it. And we're back from the range, and I have to say I'm really impressed with the performance of this red dot. It stayed securely on the slide. I didn't have any type of flickering. When it comes to the controls, I had plenty of brightness settings. While you might not have as many as, let's say, an aim point, you definitely have quite a few in the upper end, the lower end, and the middle end. So depending on the environment and your lighting situation, you would definitely find one that would suit your needs. When it comes to the click adjustments, I don't think you have as big of a range of motion with the adjustments, and those clicks are probably a little bit bigger than you would normally find on a high-end optic. So getting it dialed in might take just a little bit more, and you're not going to have that fine-tuning, but it does work and it does hold 0. So no issues with that whatsoever. And as I said, I'm really impressed with the performance of this. Now, is this going to be a go-to-war optic? Are you going to storm the beaches of Normandy with this thing? Are you going to be jumping out of planes with this thing and expecting it to work forever? Well, I don't think so. But if you're looking for an optic to throw on a range gun, or maybe something that's a light CCW, I definitely think this is something that would be worth looking at, especially in this price point. It works well, it seems to be well built, and I think because it's probably built in that same factory as the Zulisy ones, and those Zulisy ones, as I said, do have a pretty good reputation, I think this one is probably about the same. It's going to work for you, you're not going to have any issues, but for the price point, you can't complain. So on my star system, how would I rate the OWL by Zulisy? I would say this easily gets 4.75 stars out of 5. Now, please do not compare that rating with something like a Trijicon. I am in no way saying that this would compete with a Trijicon RMR. It definitely wouldn't. But that rating is based off of the price, the options, and what you get. But as I said, if you're looking for that indestructible one, you might want to go in a different direction, something with a longer proven track record. But from all that I can tell, this one works. I have no issues. It holds 0 and is probably one of the best cheap red dot optics from China that I have reviewed. So that's it. No complaints. Really impressed. 4.75 stars out of 5. It works, it does what it says. It might be using an older footprint. I know a lot of the ones use the Trijicon RMR. This one uses the Vortex Viper or the Doctor footprint, but you can still find optics plates that you can use with this, no problem whatsoever. So that is my review of the Zulisy OWL. A pretty affordable red dot that does what it's supposed to do and seems to work. So I hope this review helps somebody if you're looking at one of these. So let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.